आम्हाला मिळाला. सो इट बिकेम अ डीम्ड युनिव्हर्सिटी 2002. तर तेव्हा सरांची खूप इच्छा होती की विद्यापीठाचा असा मोठा कॅम्पस व्हायला पाहिजे. तर सुरुवातीला सेनापती बापट रोडवरती एका सिटीमध्ये सरांनी 2 एकरावरती सिम्बायसिसची सुरुवात केली. आमचं मेन ट्रस्ट ऑफिस तिकडे आहे आणि काही छोट्या संस्था, काल तिथे विश्वभवन ऑडिटोरियम आपला होतं तिथे. त्याच्यानंतर जशा जशा संस्था वाढत गेल्या तशी आपण जागा घेत गेलो आणि म्हणजे पुण्यात वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी सिम्बायसिस दिसतं. म्हणजे एअरपोर्टच्या समोरही आता आमचा एक मोठा कॉम्प्लेक्स आहे, नंतर मॉडेल कॉलनीमध्ये आहे, सेनापती बापट रोड, हिंजवडीला आहे, खडकीला आहे, असे आम्ही स्प्रेड होत गेलो. पण the most remarkable event in the history of Symbiosis was getting a university status in 2002. आणि त्याच्यानंतर मग सर म्हटले की आपण एक विद्यापीठाचा एक मोठा कॅम्पस आपण निर्माण केला पाहिजे, जिथे विद्यापीठाचे हेडक्वार्टर्स असतील आणि बाकी ज्या संस्था तिथे नेता येतील ते आपण घेऊ. मग सर तेव्हा जे कलेक्टर होते कोकाटे म्हणून, त्यांना सर भेटले आणि मग सरांनी सांगितलं की असं आम्हाला मोठा कॅम्पस बघायचा. तर ते म्हटले की पुण्यात तर काही मी एवढी जागा देऊ शकणार नाही, पण पुण्याच्या बाहेर बऱ्याच जागा आहेत आणि म्हणून मग इथे ढवळे हे जे गाव आहे, ढवळे आणि नांदे अशी 2 गावं आहेत. तर इथे कलेक्टर स्वतः आले आणि मग आम्ही, आई दादा मी पण होते. तर तेव्हा इथे काहीच नव्हतं सर, एक डोंगर आणि डोंगरावरती आम्ही चढत चढत गेलो. तेही आश्चर्यचकित झाले. ते म्हणले काय म्हणजे तू यु नो टॉकिंग अबाउट अ लँड विच आय डोंट नो की ती व्यवस्थित आहे की नाही फाईल आलेली. पण फॉर्च्युनेटली तेव्हा सगळेच मंत्री होते, जयंत पाटील होते फायनान्स मिनिस्टर, राजीव दादा होते रुरल रुरल डेव्हलपमेंटचे. तेव्हा सगळ्यांनी मदत केली आणि संस्थेचंच हे काम होतं म्हणून. आणि मग ती जागा आपल्याला मिळाली आणि मग तसं 2008 मध्ये म्हणजे आम्ही बांधकाम 2 वर्ष चाललं आणि 2008 मध्ये आम्ही आपल्या ज्या टॉप रँकिंग इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स आहेत त्या इकडे मूव्ह केल्या हिल टॉपवरती. म्हणजे आमची MBA ची जी SIBM आहे किंवा मीडियाची इन्स्टिट्यूट आहे, टेलिकॉम मॅनेजमेंटचे, अशा एक सो पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएट कॅम्पस असा तयार झाला. युनिव्हर्सिटीचे हेडक्वार्टर, सरांचं ऑफिस, व्हाईस चान्सलर सगळेच आणि हॉस्टेल्स खूप छान आहेत आणि नंतर फॅकल्टी क्वार्टर्स बांधले आम्ही.
Namaste to all of you. How are you, my dear? How are you? Okay. Today we have a special guest on the medical college or women established by Symbiosis. He is a special guest for many reasons. As you must have seen in the film, he is the descendant of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And he is also the grandson of famous Shah Maharaj. And these two legendary Maharajas of Maharashtra, Shivaji Maharaj, in fact Shivaji belongs to India, so also Shah. But both of them have a special place in the hearts, especially of Kolhapur. When someone reads my biodata, the biodata reading begins. Dr. Majumdar was born in Gardiglas in Kolhapur district. How many of you know the place Gardiglas? How many of you have visited or read or heard about Kolhapur? Please raise your hands. Thank you. So, I have a special bond with the royal family of Kolhapur. I was born, brought up, and educated in Kolhapur district, which was then the princely state. And there is this historic fort built during Shivaji's period. It is called Ramanpur. And even the ancestors lived there. And so, I thought that the royal person as he should visit Symbiosis university campus, and especially the Symbiosis Medical College for Women.
The institutions and trusts are actively involved in educational and social work. He is a keen and avid lover of sports and is interested particularly in football and wrestling. Sir takes personal interest in his agricultural farms. He is also a great lover of nature and animals, particularly dogs and horses. He was fond of other hobbies, including shikar, riding, and wildlife photography, to name a few. He is a voracious reader and has an excellent library, namely called the New Palace Library, consisting of about 10,000 books. Shahu Chhatrapati also decided to follow the footsteps of his illustrious great-grandfather, and accordingly, Chhatrapati Shahu Vidyalaya was founded in 1985. A girls' wing based on the aims and objectives of the NCC was started there and called the Tara Commando Force. Sir has been maintaining close contact with the defence establishments and has been particularly close to the Maratha Light Infantry. Shri Shahu Chhatrapati undertook personally and directly relief work at the earthquake relief work in Koina and flood relief work at Kolhapur, just to name a few. The year 2018 saw another milestone in his life. The Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, was conferred on Shri Shahu by the D.Y. Patil Education Society, deemed university. in recognition of his commitment towards upliftment and development of the backward and downtrodden in the social, economic, political, and educational fields, he was awarded the Ambedkar Ratna Puraskar at the hands of former Prime Minister V.P. Singh. The 13th General K.S. Thimayam Medal 2017 for exemplary service to public life has been awarded to Sir. Sir is the President of the All India Sri Shivaji Memorial Society, Pune, the Deccan Education Society, Pune, President and Patron-in-Chief of Sri Shahu Shikshan Sanstha, and the list goes on. With a loud round of applause, please join me in welcoming Sri Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj to share his experience with us, after which we will also have a few questions that our girls are eager to put forth. So.
Dr. Sir Mazumdar Sir, his daughter Vidya, and all other persons connected with this Symbiosis University, and particularly all the girls, ladies of the newly started Symbiosis Medical College for Women, and also all those connected with Symbiosis University Hospital and Research Center. I am very happy indeed to be present at this new institute which Dr. Mazumdar has created, and I was told Dr. Mazumdar's Symbiosis group has everything, but still the medical college was the only thing which Symbiosis didn't have. But his dream has come true now with the Symbiosis Medical College for Women having been started over here in record time, and with the best facilities for any medical college. So I am very happy that in this new college, in the very first instance itself, so many girls have joined the college, and this college will definitely become the flagship of medical college, not only in Maharashtra but in India. Just as Sir told you, right now the percentage of women as doctors is fairly low in India, and with the colleges opening up, I'm sure more women can become doctors, more women empowerment can take place, and really, if you look back into the past, we really had one woman as the Prime Minister so far, and that one woman was Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and possibly she was the best Prime Minister India ever had. Had she not been assassinated, she would have carried on for a long time, even after 1984. Anyhow, we are here in this new college where students from all over India have come, and I don't know if any foreign students also here.
Now, NRI candidate.
Soon, I think, as per the policies, even foreign students will be eligible over here. NRI or maybe anyone who wants to join, I don't know what the rules are. But as usual, Symbiosis, as you know, it encourages everyone to come and join the educational institutes. And it's a truly, Symbiosis is a truly international idea. It's a symbol of Oriental and Occidental cultures coming together, and as well as developed and underdeveloped coming together. So it's a symbol of unity and equality, which our great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and many others follow in total. Because when you are in a medical field, once you are a doctor, you don't have to worry who is before you, which patient are you treating. You are treating a patient. You are not treating a patient of certain caste, of a certain religion, of a certain sect, of a certain gender. But it's a human being who needs medical attention that you are treating. And when you treat a patient and it becomes normal, hopefully in most of the cases it becomes normal, and then you are really doing a great service to humanity. Service to humanity has also been always the aim of the Symbiosis group of educational institutes under Dr. Wazula. To such an institute, I wish all the best, and I hope many will take inspiration from such colleges, such medical colleges, and start many more, because India is a country which has a large population, 140 crores, which needs a lot of medical attention. Because a nation whose people are healthy and well will be a great nation. So I'm sure you'll be participating in that move of making India and its people a great nation. Thank you very much. In the beginning, I had nothing to do personally. So I read some books and some history books and some other books. And when the COVID started increasing, in the beginning everyone thought that it will be over by a month or so. But no, it kept on increasing. So one of the small things we did was on my grandson's birthday, we donated they needed, the local hospital over there in Kolhapur needed some generators. So we provided them with generators. That is the direct service, you can say in a small way, very small way. However, my daughter-in-law, her name is Madhurima, and since she was also the daughter of a former health minister, Sri Digvijay Khanvilkar, she was in touch, she is still in touch with many of the doctors of Kolhapur, and through her, that is Yashraj's mother also, who is sitting here, she did the job of getting them admitted, getting help from this and that, and providing guidance and help and sometimes there was shortage of medicines, then you have to get at the suppliers and see that the medicines are, you get the right medicines at the right time. So the government hospital over there is a very old one. It was started around 135 years back by my great grandfather, and it's called Pramila Raje Hospital. And many of the doctors were known to her. Actually, she was carrying out the government service on my behalf.
My question to you is, could you recall any childhood event that inspired the course of your life?
Nothing particular which happened which guided the course of my life. As a doctor has talked so much about Niyati in his book, which was released only yesterday. So I feel that I went where destination took me, and I didn't have options what to do and what not to do. So I carried on.
My question to you, sir, is how has life, being part of the royal family, changed with modernization over the years?
Possibly you're thinking of Shivaji Maharaj. That was a medieval period. Shahu Maharaj was beginning of my great-grandfather's father, Shahu Maharaj. It was the beginning of the modern period. Now we are living in the 21st century. So naturally things keep changing, and your duties also keep changing. And formerly the duties were to defend the people against foreigners, invaders who did a lot of great trouble over here. But that stage is now over. And when it came to my great-grandfather's time, that's beginning of the 20th century or end of the 19th century, the duties were different: to educate the people, to educate the masses. He was also in his days he started free education for all the girls in his state, and women empowerment started in those days at the beginning of the 20th century. So that was, and so it was his aim to bring about equality amongst people through education, progress through education. So we generally follow his footsteps and try and see that whatever you can do under present times and circumstances, whatever is possible, we try and do. And so naturally responsibilities keep changing and duties keep changing, and your aims also sometimes keep changing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, girls. I would now like to invite Colonel Dr. Hitendra Singh Batra, Deputy Dean and Head of the Department of Biochemistry, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Guest of Honor for today's function, Shri Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj from Kolhapur, Chancellor Sir, Dr. Professor S.V. Mazumdar Sir, Pro-Chancellor Vidya Madam, Dean FOHS Dr. Rajiv Sir, CEO of the hospital Dr. Natarajan Sir, Dr. Mohan Jadhav Sir, MS Dr. Atra, Director Operation, all heads of the departments, and dear students. Before I begin my vote of thanks, I would like to read a quote from John F. Kennedy. Quotes, as we express our gratitude, we must not and we must never forget the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Unquote. it is indeed my pleasure, sir, and honor to propose vote of thanks for our esteemed guest this morning, Shri Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj, who has taken time from his busy schedule to share his pearls of wisdom with the pioneer batch of the students of SMCW. Indeed, we are grateful to you, sir, that and we are blessed that your presence here, sir. As a deputy dean of this college, it is but a dream to have such an eminent sociologist and educationist to visit the girls in this college. I also take this opportunity to thank our dear Chancellor, sir, Professor S.B. Mazumdar. Sir, your presence, blessing and guidance is always cherished, and I am thankful to you, sir, that you have taken time out from your schedule to bless the college and the young budding doctors of SMCW. We are grateful to our Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Vidya Madam, for her gracious presence. And Madam, you are the source of inspiration to all the girls of SMCW, and you are the role model for them. A very special thanks to our Dean, dear Dean FOHS, Dr. Rajiv sir, for your guidance. Sir, you are the guiding force for us, and I am personally thankful to you for all the guidance and support to me to accomplish the task. I will be failing in my duties if I do not thank Dr. Vijay Natarajan sir, CEO of the SUHRC, and Dr. Ratra Madam, Director of Operations, for her continuous support and help. Last but not the least, I would like to place my special thanks to Navila, Dr. Navila, for comparing this session to the perfection as always. All the IT staff and the support staff and all the heads of the department for their gracious presence. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.